Welcome to This Week in East Brunswick. Today we head down to Trenton for the East Brunswick High School Class of 2016 commencement ceremony. Then we kick off the summer reading campaign at the East Brunswick Public Library with David Darwin, the one-man sideshow. We stay at the library to celebrate with the adult ESL and Citizenship classes sponsored by the East Brunswick Public Schools community programs. Then we have healthy eating tips with Mary Rose Agel, a registered dietitian that will be talking about asparagus. All this, plus we have a look at the annual Indian Heritage Day event at Churchill Junior High School. So stay with us. This Week in East Brunswick starts now. The East Brunswick High School Class of 2016 held their commencement ceremony Thursday, June 16th at Sun National Bank Center in Trenton. You can order a DVD or Blu-ray copy of the ceremony at www.ebtv.org or by picking up an order form at the East Brunswick Public Library. There will be a $5 late fee for orders received after July 1st. Now let's check out some of the highlights.
To all of the parents, family, and friends sitting in this room, without your love and support from day one, we would have never learned to walk or to talk and would certainly not be here today to receive this diploma. As I mentioned earlier, East Brunswick is a diverse and vibrant community. The students at EBHS are well reflective of this and embody spirit and determination. As graduates of East Brunswick High School, we've learned to prioritize our ambitions and exude confidence. It's been said that you should only look back to see how far you've come, and we truly have come far. We've been encouraged to lead meaningful lives and embrace opportunities to become better people, and while we'll always look forward to new milestones and achievements, we will always have East Brunswick as the place where our foundation was built.
No matter where we go off, East Brunswick does exist as a home in our hearts. In all honesty, it may well be very easy to forget EB, yet we owe so much to the town and to the school that made us who we are. Wherever we find ourselves in the future, East Brunswick remains in each of us. So I'll ask you again the same question. What have you learned? Hopefully, as you walk out of this stadium today, you'll look at your friends who you spent your Saturdays with, your family that still wakes you up in the mornings, and anybody else who has made such an impact on your lives. Hopefully, you'll hug them and say how much they mean to you. Hopefully, you'll look back at all the students who have graduated alongside you after so many years. And hopefully you'll say, look, I learned this, I learned all of this.
Find your passion. For me, it was history and teaching. For you, well, that's up to you to decide. You don't have to know right now what you want to do for the rest of your life. But what you have to do is figure out what it is that excites you. Find your passion, and you will have discovered the answer to what it is you want to do with your life. Pursue a career in a field that you love, a field that truly excites you, and you'll never regret it. You'll want to work hard at it. You'll be driven to succeed, and you will. Learning doesn't stop when school ends. Harness the love of learning for the rest of your life. Find your passion, whatever it may be. Pursue with everything you have, because that, I believe, is the path to a fulfilling life. The rest of the details, you'll figure out for yourself along the way. I believe that every one of you has the fortitude to take from this life all that it has to offer. It's truly up to you. Seize it for yourself.
Every day on the way.
The East Brunswick Public Library welcomed David Darwin, the one-man sideshow, to kick off the summer reading campaign with his act, which includes juggling, comedy, plate spinning, and so much more.
I've been a professional variety entertainer, primarily a juggler, though I have a lot of other acts in my show for 16 years now, full-time. And libraries have been a big part of that for me, actually, for many years now. They're really wonderful. A lot of people actually are very surprised when I tell them, oh, I've got a lot of shows this week at the library. Like, really? There's entertainment at the library? Yeah, actually, in the summers especially, there's tons of it. And it's sort of a nice little niche that a lot of people aren't even aware of, particularly for people who do family entertainment the way that I do. I say specifically family entertainment because more so than children's entertainment, because for me personally, I really love about these shows that every kid has a parent or guardian with them. And that's something that's really fun for me, more so actually than doing school shows where there's maybe like one adult to 20, 25 kids. That ratio of parent, to one or two or three kids is wonderful in that some of the nicest compliments I've ever gotten is when parents come up to me and say, that was almost like watching a Pixar film where there's stuff on, that the kids are watching that's entertaining them, and there's stuff that you're saying that's kind of going right over their heads, not in like an innuendo way, but in a just like, that joke was more complicated than was meant for you guys. You'll get that in a few years. This for me was a hobby that grew into a part-time job while I was in college and has been a full-time job for me ever since. I actually grew up in Old Bridge, not far from here. And when I was 15, my dad taught me how to juggle. My dad is a terrible juggler, but he can just keep 3 balls going for a couple throws. He understands how it works. He's actually a better coach of it than he is at it. So he got me started, and then I actually went to the Old Bridge Public Library, took out the 3 books they had on juggling, and that was all I knew about juggling actually for several years until I went to college. Penn State had a really great juggling club, and I walked in on the first day and realized, like, oh, okay, I'm not a very good juggler. Like, until I met other jugglers, I thought I was pretty good. But there were a lot of great jugglers at Penn State, a lot of great magicians, actually. And I fell in with a crew of guys who were getting degrees to fall back on, but who knew I want to be a professional magician. That was their goal in life. And that was really inspirational for me. That was what got me thinking, like, okay, maybe this is not just a hobby. Maybe this could be a career. Vaudeville was a product of a certain time period, and a lot of the acts and material there is timeless and really valuable, but that venue is gone. That idea of having a theater that is just devoted to variety and that style of show, 1 or 2 places in the U.S. can support. There's a place like that in New York. There's there used to be any town of any size had a theater that was just like that. And then times changed. Movies changed that. TV changed that. And so now, what performers like me have to do is almost be more mercenaries. Like, wherever there is a gathering of people, we can go there. We can set up in a half hour or an hour. We can bring the vaudeville to you rather than you going to it. And so that's the way my career and most of my friends' career works. Sort of figuring out how to pack as much show into as few cases as you can, and how to set it up as quick as you can, do the show, break it down, and you're on to the next venue. A lot of what I do is very traditional, juggling and unicycling, plate spinning, old cigar box balancing routine that W.C. Fields used to do in his vaudeville days, some trick roping, lasso stuff that I talk a little bit about Will Rogers in my show to sort of give a little bit of background about where these things come from. Chinese yo-yo, contact juggling, a few other things that are a little more modern in terms of the world of juggling. But I'm drawing from all different eras and cultures, and whatever strikes my fancy and entertains me is what I start playing with and working with, and eventually working into a routine, and eventually putting in front of an audience and seeing what they think of it. And I really like in these sort of shows to get a really broad range of volunteers. There are some Some of the tricks that I do, I really require a volunteer. I need, I have a tall unicycle, a 6-foot unicycle. I really honestly need 2 guys to hold it for me while I climb up on it. And I milk that for a little bit of comedy while I'm doing it, but there is a practical purpose to it. And so there are a few things like that where I legitimately need someone to help me with a part of the show, and I try to make it sort of theatrically a part of the show. But I do agree that there is a value to getting audience members up on stage, to breaking the fourth wall between the performer and the audience, and letting them know that this is a different experience than watching TV or a movie. People can reach out to me, find me on the web at www.onemansideshow.com, or give me a call, 215-808-8859.
There's more. But this is how it starts. In fact, this is how everything I do starts. It all starts with you and me and a thing. And the thing could be anything. It could be a box, or a ball, or a rope, or a unicycle. It doesn't matter. What matters is you and me. And so some people ask me, if the thing doesn't matter, why not get rid of the thing? Why not just have the whole show be you and me and no stuff? There's nothing wrong with that. Stand-up comedians do that every night, but I don't like it. To me, that feels awkward. That feels like 2 guys in an elevator avoiding eye contact because they have nothing to talk about. But if one of the guys in the elevator has a neat gadget or the other one's favorite book, then they can start a conversation about something. And that's my job. I give you stuff to talk about. So you can turn to the guy next to you and say, hey, that was a cool thing he just did. Because this what I'm doing, this is not important. This is just cool. What's important is that if I do this right, it brings you and me and everyone else here a little closer together. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You guys have been a wonderful audience.
The East Brunswick Public Library recently hosted the Adult ESL and Citizenship class year-end party, as 14 students became new American citizens. The program is sponsored by the East Brunswick Public Library and East Brunswick Public Schools community programs.
Hi, I'm Adrienne Harris. I teach the ESL and Citizenship classes at the East Brunswick Public Library and also in our program at the high school at night. Today we're celebrating the accomplishments of our adult students, learning English, learning citizenship, and also 14 new American citizens. So today is a wonderful day for everyone to celebrate.
Community programs is a large department, and one of the components of our department is adult education. And we, through a federal grant, we're able to administer classes in English as a second language, citizenship test preparation, and also for GED and high school equivalency examination. All right. This is my 7th consecutive meeting at this celebration, and it's one of my highlights of the spring. I know spring is here, the good weather's here, and everything is good in the world when we have this celebration. Life is not an easy thing, all right? And we often have to take control over certain things in our life, and we have to assess, is something good, something bad? Do I need something? Do I not want something? And you can't expect just to get it, all right? And people who are in our program, I have all the admiration and respect for, because you are taking control of your lives. You've recognized that you need a better command of the English language. What did you do about it? You enrolled in our classes. You've recognized that your life may be better if you were to pass the citizenship examination. And you took classes in it, and you passed it. Wonderful, all right? And I welcome you all here, and I give you all credit, and I admire you for the things that you've done for your lives and for the lives of your families.
I want to say thank you to East Brunswick Community Programs for our lessons. Also, thank you to the East Brunswick Public Library for this nice place to study. I want to thank my teacher, for her happiness and dedication to teaching. As you might know, my native language is Spanish. It is easy to find people who speak Spanish. Therefore, I happily wait for my English class, where I can speak with other people, improve my pronunciation, and increase my vocabulary. Again, thank you very much.
Before coming here, I had read that the United States is a big melting pot where people from different countries become members of the United Society and add their culture, American culture to their own. Now I can see a real small melting pot. It is our ESL class. I'm very grateful to East Brunswick Community Programs, the East Brunswick Public Library, and especially to our skilled and spirited teacher, Adrian Harris, for these lessons in vocabulary, reading, speaking, writing, and listening. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you for your attention.
Today, as I'm standing in front of all of you, I truly feel how much I get from this program. First of all, I have confidence in myself because now my English is better. This program helped me to find a job, and I am now working as an accountant. I can also speak with my daughter's teachers in the preschool and to feel like a full member of society. For all of this, I would like to thank Miss Adrian Harris, our favorite teacher. She's not only teaching us language, but she teaches and helps us to so many situations. And of course, thank to the United States for creating this kind of program and to all of people who work for it. Also, thanks to the East Brunswick Public Library for giving us a great place to learn.
After many months of classes, I feel that my English has improved and I can communicate better and with more confidence in public. Also, I know some information about American culture and history that I didn't know before. I also go to citizenship class and it is an amazing class. Besides helping me to study for my American citizenship test, I learned a lot about the United States. Finally, I want to say thank you, East Brunswick Community Program, so much for this program. It is so meaningful, not only for me, but for my family.
I would really like to congratulate you all on behalf of the library and to tell you how touched I am by the words that you all spoke, so sincere from the bottom of your heart. It makes me really feel proud to be an American. So give yourself a little round of applause. This is so heartwarming. But I would like to say to you all that the library is so proud to host your program, and we look at ourselves as a second home for all of you, a place where new immigrants, where you all can always turn to feel welcome, to come to us if you have a question or a concern, and a place where everybody can feel like they belong.
Hi, my name is Mary Rose Egel, and I'm the dietitian at ShopRite Stores. And today I'm here to talk about local. And I always get questions about how to pick produce and what produce to pick and what to do. So let's talk about asparagus. That's first up. Asparagus is a very versatile vegetable. Okay, if you're wondering how to pick it out, if you take a stalk, it should be dry, it should not be wilted, and the tips should be closed. Okay, when you take asparagus home, just take the bunch, wrap it in a wet paper towel, put it in a plastic bag, push out all the air, and keep it in your refrigerator for 3 to 5 days. Just watch it before you use it. Okay, when you're ready to prepare it, just take a stalk, and if you bend it, it'll break off right in the spot where it's woody. You can take this woody piece, either add it to soup, or you can compost it. Okay, so asparagus is a very, very versatile vegetable. It can be eaten raw, you can roast it, you can saute it, you can put it in a salad. So it's also high in vitamin A and vitamin C. And here's a funny story, and I know you probably don't know about, but Caesar Augustus was in love with asparagus. He would have an elite force go out and find him the best asparagus. He would take it up to the top of the Alps to freeze it for later. So let's join Caesar Augustus and eat some delicious asparagus. Here we have a delicious roasted asparagus that was made by our Hot Foods deli manager, Diana Iadavia. All she did was take the asparagus, she roasted it with olive oil, some salt and pepper, some roasted garlic, and she put some red peppers on it. It's very simple, very easy and refreshing. You can do it at home or you can stop by and pick it up. As always, you can go to shoprite.com and you can find out some great recipes. And I'm Mary Rose Egel, registered dietitian, and I will see you next time.
Agraj Sevakendra and the 4-H Indian Langur Club came together to celebrate Indian Heritage Day at Churchill Junior High School. Let's take a look at some of the fun.
Oral histories are very important in our community. In our community, being encouraged to tell your story is really a journey where you're actually creating more understanding. You're creating more understanding about where you're from, who you are, everything about you basically. And when you create understanding, the only way you can end up is to have compassion. And I think today is a day where we learn that we all need compassion. Children up on stage who are dancing to different kinds of music and different kinds of dance styles. I think it's really important to note that, you know, India is not just Bollywood. India is not just a Coldplay video with Beyonce in the background. It's so much more varied, it's so much more diverse and so much richer. And I think I could see children on stage whom I possibly think are not necessarily fluent in Hindi, the language maybe that would have been spoken at home or is spoken by their grandparents, but they're singing along to a Hindi song. And I think that's an amazing avenue into learning a language or even having some familiarity with the language. Middlesex County 4-H, and I know we don't look like a 4-H club. We don't have any animals. Well, sometimes the kids can be a bit like animals, but we won't go into that. We basically partnered up with Agraj Seva. We are both actually recipients of history grants from the Middlesex Heritage Cultural Commission, and we apply for grants in order to conduct historical public programming. just like the one you see today. I am actually a supporter of Rutgers Civa on an academic level and on a kind of resource basis, because I am a field worker, I am a historian, I'm also an educator. So that's how we partnered together. But the partnership was perfect because we're a kids club and they're a senior citizens club. And the partnership worked beautifully because we often have kids who have grandparents who are very, very far away. They maybe only see them once every 4 years if they make a trip to India. We have seniors who need us as well, who need us to invite them to Thanksgiving, who need us to die. Today I'm going to be giving a ride home to one of the seniors who lives in New Brunswick. So that's basically what we do for each other.
On your mark, get set, read. Get out, get active, and get your imagination going by reading. Enjoy all the fun adventures and excitement you can think of with our Summer Reading Club at the East Brunswick Public Library. Discover stories that you love and share them with family and friends. Our Summer Reading Club has it all, where you want to go and what you want to know. So have the entire family join us and plan to get the most out of your vacation. Signing up is easy. Visit ebpl.org/src or speak with the Youth Services librarian at the desk. Be a winner this summer. Exercise your mind. On your mark. Get set. Read.